Welcome, welcome. It gets really bad when you can't remember what you were saying 10 minutes ago. I just try to remember so many things, and I don't know why. Someone will say to me, why don't you make a list? Duh. That would just be way too easy. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's really good to be here tonight. We're just going to have fun. We have 20 photos and 20 fabrics. And y'all know you are the best. You are the best. We have so many. This is PoM, which is 611. And I'm sure I'll say it more than one time because people will ask more than one time. I should just hold it like this in front of my face the whole time. 611 Maggie's blouse. The base is the classic blouse. Our new pattern, the sleeve pattern, I've changed it all around. You guys have changed it all around. So this is just going to be fun. So the first thing I want to do is go through the patterns and the things that you sent. So I did not pick a winner yet. I didn't get to it before we left here. So I will do it tonight, and I will send you, we'll pick 2 winners, and they'll give $50 each, and I'll send you an email that said, hey, you won. I just didn't get to it today, and I apologize. Okay, so let's start looking at pictures. So I kind of grouped them together by comments I wanted to make, and we can all comment on them. So if you have comments, you have to make sure they're nice, but other than that, you can just put them in the comment section. If you're not, you have to be logged in order to comment. I think y'all know all this stuff. You have to be logged in with YouTube, or I'm not sure what you have to do. But if you can't make comments on the live, it's because you're not logged in. You have to contact YouTube. That's not out of our control. Okay? Okay, so let's start looking at pictures. All right, so I started showing them first stripes because, again, this is a really cool collar and it's perfect for stripes. So I love this, what she did with it, and you can see that she's used 3 different fabrics. Now, some of this fabric was coordinating. It was front side and back side. That doesn't matter, but the stripes look incredible. And we've just decapitated everybody, so don't get offended. And I wish I didn't have to, because I'm telling you, some of these photos and some of these expressions on y'all's faces were so adorable. But just for security and safety, we decapitated everybody. Except for the models. Yeah, the models who get paid for a living to show their face, we left them in. All right, let's go to the next one. Aren't these cute and adorable, these stripes? I love how you all did them. Let's go on to the next one. So I put this in the stripe category because I love this fabric. It's like a texture. I thought she did a great job. And notice, you guys notice what's being worn with it, because y'all did a great job. I love this darker shirt with white jeans. It looks so summery. Little 3/4 sleeve. It looks adorable. Okay? Love this one also. Now, a lot of times we talk about buttons and what buttons will look best. I'm going to kind of give you a couple tips here in a little bit. But I love this. I emailed her privately and just said to her, if you notice the dart, notice the little diagonal below the dart. I mean, it looks so nice on her. But if you notice that little diagonal below the dart, that means that the bust dart can be larger. If there's any extra down there, you can clean that up with that bust dart. And you can, kind of use that as a muslin. Because you can pinch it up, you can take out the side seams, sew that dart bigger and put it back, and then just make the back a little bit shorter. All right, just if you want to. It looks fine the way it is. I promise you, most people who go shopping and put on a blouse does not look even close to being this good. So just an FYI. The only thing I wanted to say to her, because I responded to her in an email, but I did forget to say this. She mentioned in the email that she made a rounded back adjustment, and she asked me if she should make more, if she should increase the rounded back adjustment. The answer to that is, it's visually it's fine, but if that blouse pulls back on you, that's an indicator that you want to make an additional rounded back adjustment. So I couldn't tell by looking at it. Visually, it looks very good. But if it feels, or if it pulls back and you're wearing, which is a good idea to, wear the muslin around, that's your indicator that you want to go back in and make that rounded back adjustment a little bit larger, or in another place, make another one and add another, 1/2 inch to 5/8 to an inch. All right, perfect job, you guys. I'm so proud of you all. And I don't mean that condescending, I'm just so proud of you all. Okay, let's go on. I love this one. I wish I could see it better, but notice those stripes. I could see, they're just beautiful. The stripes, I can see a little bit wider, and it just looks so very sophisticated. So I just love how this looks. Like I said, I wish I could see more details, you guys. You don't realize how good you look, so share how good you look with all of us so that we can see. All right, the next one. All right, so then we went to solids. I love this. This is like a little solid linen blouse for the summer. Notice she just pairs it with jeans. It's just a beautiful little summer top. But again, notice that little bit of bag underneath, on the side, underneath the bust dart. That's your indicator. That's your sign, your warning, your red flag, whatever you want to call it, that that bust dart should be larger. If you're using a B cup, C cup, go up. If you're using a D cup, literally just make the dart larger. It will make the front side seam shorter. So you can either add to the bottom of that seam or you can make it shorter in the back, whichever you prefer. But it looks great, but it could just be cleaned up a little bit. And you guys, I hate to even say this because the blouses look so great. But while you're in there and while you're doing it, just up it a little more. And keep in mind, this is the base. So if you're doing it on this blouse on 600, you should be doing it on all of them. So might as well clean it up and then go forward. And I would wear that blouse every day. It's just adorable on her. Looks great. Okay, do we have questions? Should I just tell me when I need to stop? Okay, I love this. And again, some of these pictures are so cute. I'm sorry that I have to cut the heads off because they're just adorable. So look what she did. Let's go through this process. First off, there's two fabrics. So it's a circle, which is feminine, but she rounded out the collar, but she put a white for the facing, so it gave it a focal point that was up high. I just love this. Long, she made a little dress, but she kept that shirt tail hem and then did a little tie sash on it. Just absolutely adorable. See, you guys are just awesome. All right. I love this one because what she did is she included where she got her inspiration, and I feel bad that I cut out a lot of this picture because I just wanted you to see the top. But this picture on the right there is where she got her inspiration. I think it's Veronica Beard. Anyway, it's pricey, it's expensive, where she just got this little lace and she kind of thought it through and where she wanted it. And then she made her own version. Love the scarf that she added with that. I thought it was great. That white sometimes can just be, it's just a palette where you can add something else to it. And so I thought this was great. Very nice job. I love getting these, you guys. So now we go into florals and prints, kind of separated them by linears and then solids and then dresses, changes to the pattern. And now we go into prints and notice that she rounded out that collar. Thought that was adorable. Look at the piece. She's making it now a little jacket. So she's got a shirt underneath it and she's making it, instead of the blouse, she's making it that outer garment. Love that variation because you can see it just adds great color. A great pop of color and just really well done with her coordinating. Just love it. Peggy, is your mic close enough to your mouth? You're kind of quiet today. I'm just a big mouth. I can move it up. I can move it up. We'll move it up, you guys. I'm always, yeah, okay. I am a big mouth. My son's over there laughing at me, but I am a big mouth. I'll just move it up. I'm putting it here. Okay, we'll try that and see if that works better, okay? That's okay. Better late than never. Okay, here's another one. I love this one. A little print. From a distance, it looks like from a solid, but I love the print. Look how clean that side is. Just did a beautiful job fitting. You know, and sometimes you're going to see a picture in a little while what buttons can do because I started playing with lines. Now, when you have prints, it's important, in my opinion, when you have a print, to create a focal point. So you don't always have to. Remember, every blouse, you don't need to look your best in. So if you're just wearing a blouse, but if you're wearing a blouse and you say, hey, since I'm making a garment, I want to look my best, then you take all the ingredients and make sure You know, it's like making bread. You can do it with 2 ingredients. You can do it with 5 ingredients. It just depends on what you want that day. All right, so let's look at the next one. Love this. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, I recognize the fabric, but I just think she did a beautiful job. You know, not tight anywhere, just beautifully silhouette, shows her shape. I just thought that was beautiful. Very simple, and yet just a really pretty combination. Pair of pants, jeans, whatever. Very nicely done. Okay. Love the floral on this. Florals are really popular right now, as well as stripes. So I love that this was done with a floral. Notice the florals can go anywhere. People sometimes get a little obsessive about where the florals should go. Just florals. Just let them go. Don't worry about where they are or what they're doing. Just let them go. And the next one, also very pretty. One was lighter, one was darker, but I love the contrast. Beautiful picture. Okay, so this one, I want to play with this one for a little bit. And for you who sent it, I know who you are, and you know I know who you are. Don't take anything personal. Okay, so she had it on with a belt, and I think in this case, I like it better without the belt. The reasoning is because the blouse itself already has vertical darts, and it's already shaped. So typically, when you wear a belt, you want to use a belt on something that's not got the darts there. The belt replaces the darts. So sometimes if you do darts and a belt, it just looks a little bit overfitted. Now that's an opinion. So I want you all to look at the right and look at the left. I took away the belt. Now, excuse my Photoshop work because I'm a terrible Photoshopper. But anyway, I took it away. But what I did do is you can see that when I talked a few minutes ago, when you go to a print, a lot of times with prints, you do not have a focal point. So you want to create a focal point. And so what I did is I created piping that went up and then over the collar. So you can see that vertical, how much taller she looks with those verticals than what she does with those horizontals. You guys, there's nothing that's a wrong and a right. It's just better, best, you know, like Goldilocks and the porridge. It's good, better, best, whatever. And then just decide which one you like. You guys know I wear belts all the time. I'm a beltaholic. So sometimes I wear belts and I think, you know, this probably doesn't look the best, but I just really like this belt and I'm wearing it and I'm going with it. So I understand that that's the case. But I wanted you to point out vertical lines, horizontal lines, and where you physically can start to see the difference and see if you have a feeling toward one toward another. Vertical lines are always going to make you look more slender. Always, always, always. If you want to do a horizontal belt, give it some blousing, so there's a little bit more fullness there, and then bring it in. Also keep your belt narrow, 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 narrow. The narrower the belt, the better, okay? And any comments? Are they commenting on this stuff? No. They're not, okay. Any comments are welcome, you guys, especially if you don't agree. Okay, here what I want you to see now is some contrasting, what I think would be easy changes. Now I say that until I went to do this, and you know, it's a little bit of work. I'm still going to go through it with you because I did this in the red, and I absolutely love this blouse. I mean, I really, really like it. Now, keep in mind that when you look at those pictures, I think they're both really pretty, but they're more of a blouse weight fabric, and I decided I would do a thicker fabric. This is that 8213 is what this is. So this is the viscose blend fabrics, and we've got them in different colors, and they're so pretty. And we've got some more in the store here. They're just really beautiful. I think I put some up tonight. Yeah, this milk. But anyway, they're very, very pretty, and they just give a different look. But when you do a blouse in them, they give a little bit more like a jacket type look. So I chose this purposely so that you could see a contrast. And then I'm going to go through, so 8213 is the fabric. And then I want to go through and show you the changes that I did. So again, just because I was following the picture, not for any other reason, the first thing I did is I curved the lapel. And y'all know how to do that. I've showed you how to do that. All right, so because I was going to make it a wrap, I went past center front. So I marked center front, and then I went 4 inches plus a seam allowance past center front. 4 inches past center front is where a double breasted or wrap top ends. Don't go past that because the body changes angles. It's too much. So center front plus 4 inches. So that's what I did here. I went center front and my 4 inches plus a seam allowance. Okay, so then this is a design line as far as how the collar blends into this wrap is all design. You know, I just chose that it came in and then it went back out just so that it would come in here and not, you know, so that this portion right here would not be filled in. That's all a style line. It's there's rules on it. It's just your choice. Okay, so that was my one front. That's all I did was add it, and then I curved out the bottom because the photo was curved out. Everything was curves. The blouse original was straight, and I felt like it would be a little more congruent if it was curves. So I did the curves. Okay, easy enough. Now, keep in mind that because one side wraps under the other, you don't want to add the pleats on both sides because you'll just have too much bulk right here in the middle. It doesn't matter what fabric you use. You want to leave one side plain and wrap the other side. So once I made this, I made the front facing because you don't want to make the front facing after you add the pleats. You want to make the front facing because it's equal to the pattern. So I made this, I made a front facing. The front facing was going to be used on both sides, but now I had to make a copy of this and add the pleats. That's it. So add the double breasting, you know, make a design line that bridges the two, make the facing for it, and then go ahead and add the pleats. And I'm going to show you the pattern that I added the pleats. You know, whenever I'm doing a pattern, it's just for me. I don't fill in the blanks. But here's your pleats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open them up here. They're 2 inches so that each pleat is 1 inch because it's double. Taper to nothing over here, and that's it. Isn't that fun? For those of you who want to push yourselves a little bit more, you've got it down, you've got the fit down, you love it, add a few little pleats here. They're not going to make your tummy look heavy. They're not. They're just fun little pleats that just give a little bit of play. I put a button underneath one. You could do buttons under each one if you wanted. There's so many variables. You could put a tie that just had it tied to the side. There's just lots of different options. It's all styling. What I did decide to do is because we have a new sleeve pattern number 400. It's on the Fit to Stitch site. Because the pleats kind of matched, I went ahead and used the sleeve from the 400. Instead of using the 2-piece sleeve that's here, there's a 2-piece pleated sleeve. And I love how those pleats align together. I thought it was just really good looking and really looked very purposeful so that the whole thing kind of came together. Okay, so that's just a little bit of change if you want to play with a little bit of change. Nothing major, all right? And you've got the fabric, but so many different fabrics would be great in it. We've got some beautiful silks. We've just got all kinds of fabrics. Does the collar on the orange blouse go past center front? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, the original pattern, even the one I have on, goes past center front, yes. Okay. All right, did you tack the pleat? No. So in our class tomorrow, it's part of the reason I was making this, was for the class. The class is on finishes. It's the tools class. And the last class of the tools class is on finishes. So if you're not in the tools class, you're going to get this free. There are several types of stitching that is considered finishing stitches. And one of those types of stitches are called understitching. And so right in here, this is understitched. And the reason it's understitched is because I want the pleat to be held stable, but I don't want top stitching through the pleats. I want those pleats to be free and open. So that's when understitching comes into play. So this is actually understitched, which just means you're stitching the seam allowance to the facing. And that's what's done there. Okay, that's a freebie if you're not in the class tonight. But if you're in the class tomorrow, is the last class, I go through, I show it, I explain it, I stitch it, you know, no worries. Will pleated in the body with pleated in sleeve, does it have a wide look? You be the judge. I don't think so. I think it's beautiful, but you can be the one who decides that. Besides the button, how is the front held together? It's not, just the one button here. Just the one button, that's all it needs. The one button, if it fits correctly, it will hang straight and it will hang in place. Like I said, you can add more, but I just put the one button. Only because I love that button, all right? Okay, so let's look at some more pictures. We've got just a few left and then I want to show you fabrics. This next picture, I wanted to just look at the sleeves. Very similar look, great blouse. The sleeves are a little wider at the edge, but notice that she's pulled them up, those wide sleeves, she's pulled them up to her waist. Your waist is your smallest point. The wider sleeve balances that. Instead of leaving them long to the hip, she's pulled them up. I thought that was a great look. Just an FYI, I'm passing it along. All right, the next picture. I love this top on a bias. I know I've said it so many times, y'all are probably sick of hearing me say this, but I love this top on a bias. I think it would be absolutely perfect with those lapels, or even to make a contrasting lapel, but there's so many great plaids and stuff that we've got online that you can get. I just thought this was beautiful. All right. And then the idea for the zipper. So I've made two with zippers. You can tell I like zippers. Well, you all know I like zipper. I was obsessed with them a few years back. I've gone through rehab and I've gotten a little bit over that. But the zipper I have on is, what you're going to do is you've got to go from center front. When you put a zipper in, you've got to put it at center front, and you've got to take away all those seam allowances. Very easy to do. Just keep in mind that you've got to do it. So I use, this is an Armani fabric, 8127. I'm in love with this fabric. Absolutely in love with how it feels. I lengthened it 6 inches. I think when you put in a double zipper, you're almost giving yourself the ability to just to have kind of a button at the front. So that's what I wanted. I wanted to use it as a little third piece, you know, that third layer, and put something underneath it. You could do it either way, but this was kind of my thoughts that I had in mind. I didn't change anything. I left the collar as it was. I just added length. Because it's a knit, I used my knit armhole and my knit sleeve. So keep that in mind on your templates. Use your knit armhole and your knit sleeve and put it on the bodice. So that knit sleeve armhole, you know, needs to be higher. So be careful when you're cutting. Everything else, I just follow the pattern. And I love it. Just love it. It's comfortable. It's awesome. Okay. Next one. That's with this one. Let's look at this one. This one, though, you already saw. We did this in the sew along, but I did want to show this to you because we still have this fabric left. The fabric is 8162. And I love this one also. Just a great, you know, this is all woven, but this fabric is just beautiful, reversible. Put anything you want underneath there. I put a pop of color. I did round out, this is where I rounded out the collar, so you can see because it's a dot, I didn't want a square collar. I wanted it to be all curved and rounded. So I just really like that one too. Just fun, you guys, you know, we just love it. It's just so much fun to sew and worry more about the design of what you're doing rather than the fit. And so the blouse fits really well. You know, you'll have whatever your standard changes are, you'll have them, but you'll walk away with, you can see all these ladies and how beautiful they fit. And like we said, you know, when we have on Thursday nights, every other Thursday night, we had it last Thursday, not always every other Thursday night, because sometimes I'm out of town, but when I'm in town, every other Thursday night we do Q&As, and I think those Q&As, we get a lot of ladies who send pictures, we can help, everybody can learn from those pictures, so I think it's a really positive forum, and it's a really good thing. Okay, this next picture, the reason I pulled it out is we just had some fabric, the picture before, go to that picture before, sorry. That one, yeah. We just had some fabric and that we sold out that was very similar to that. And tonight we have this kind of this blue version. So I'll show you, remember that picture, that's number 19. And then I'll show you this fabric that I think would be a great fabric pattern combination. For the last one picture, what I want to show you is, that is a screenshot of that episode, because what I did with this pattern is we did a double collar. So if you'll go back, it's like a 10-minute, but it's a a double collar. It's cute, but that goes through, it takes you like 10 minutes to explain it, so I didn't want to do it again. So I just wanted to call your attention to go back and watch that. Remember that we've already had a sew along on this blouse last month, so you're all ready to go. It's on sale through the last day of May, which is Saturday, which is our party. It's our party, you guys. It's our 4th anniversary here at the store. Can you believe it's been 4 years? 4 years since we opened the store. So we just have fun. We have food and we have music and we have illegal substances to drink if you prefer, or we have non-illegal substances. We have both. And the main thing is to just come and socialize and see people that we don't get to see in a while. And when we have a party, that means everybody comes at one time, so you get to see everybody. Okay, so it's 1 to 4. You have to plan on staying for a little while so that you get to see everybody who's coming and going. Is that a fair deal? Okay, so 611, let me show you again, is the PoM. Maggie's blouse. You can do a double collar, you can do knit, you can do woven, you can do long, you can do a dress. Oh my goodness, it's so fun to look at the variations. Let's do fabric. All right, can we do that? Because the orange blouse is a wrap, is it tied on the inside opposite the button? It is. It is tied under here, yes. Yeah. It's not really orange, it's actually red, but if it comes across orange, it's okay, but as long as we're talking about this top, the good news is I only had one that color. So yes, it's tied on the inside and then a button on the outside. Okay, let's do fabrics. Yay! Now, let me just tell you something about tonight. This is, a little different. 1900 is the numbers of what we're doing. Almost the whole top row, almost the whole entire top row are designer fabrics, and the quantities are very low. Like literally, they're just not a lot. So don't get frustrated. If the fabric's gone, it's gone. But just know that the top row is very limited, because I told you that I bought this whole group of designer fabrics that were like 2 yards, 3 yards, but they were so good that I couldn't stand it, and the prices were really good. So I hope you'll see that the prices are just really good, but it's not like we even have 15 yards of anything. Anyway, so I'm apologizing ahead of time, but y'all were worth it. So it took a lot of time to put them up, but you were worth it. So 1900s, if you've not been here before, you go to silhouettepatterns.com. And I had somebody, I'm going to suggest this again, do a split screen. So you can kind of pull up the fabric to see what I'm talking about. I guess you can't in this case, because all these fabrics are just a little picture. Forget the split screen I did, okay? All right, so silhouettepatterns.com, go to fabrics. It's like the 3rd tab or 4th tab over, click fabrics, click view all, and then go all the way to the bottom. There's 20 fabrics added at the bottom. And we're going to go through and show each one to you. There's 12 on the top, there's 8 on the bottom. They're not illegal. They're adult beverages. Let's just make sure we all hear that correctly. I said that very incorrectly. We don't do anything like that here at Silhouette Patterns, okay, just for the record. Nothing, I said illegal drinks, you're right, I did. I think that's because when I was growing up, my father used to always say, every time I'd leave, he'd say, nothing illegal. No drinks, nothing illegal. So for me, that was illegal because I was not 18. So I think that's where it came from. But anyway, now we just do adult beverages. But we have plenty of non-adult beverages. Okay, so let's start with 1901. This is a viscose. Just a really fun fabric, beautiful fabric, 100% viscose. I'm going to keep my glasses on just to make sure I read these right. Yeah, 100% viscose. This is like a deep purple. There's a cream there with it. I'm going to call it graffiti because it kind of looks, a little bit like graffiti, except really beautiful graffiti. This is it's a printed fabric, but it's like a damask. It's not a damask. It's like a little jacquard underneath because it's got texture to it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that texture though. I'm going to show you this back side just so maybe you can see that texture. And we'll see that just in there. See that? See how there, you can see that with the white. That texture runs all the way through the fabric. And the reason I put this in here, it'd be beautiful for the blouse. Not a lot of yardage, so I'm not sure what size blouse you can get, but it would be very, very pretty. Okay, that's 1901. 1902, this is a viscose. Isn't that beautiful? So I can't turn down fabrics like this. It's just gorgeous. The drape is incredible. This is a knit that has stretch in both directions. And you guys, and if I say something that's wrong, the computer's right. So if I say, trust the computer as opposed to me, I guess that's the only thing I know to say. The guys are more detailed at this than I am. But those colors are purple, kind of a grapey color, and there's a milk background, or white. Be beautiful with a pair of white somethings. But you can see that drape is really pretty. Okay, 1903. This is a black and white chain, I called it. This is also 100% viscose. This is one of these fabrics where you feel, you know, you just feel, and they're like so, it almost feels like it's just, I don't know, like pajamas. I mean, you know, I don't mean that, but it's just one of those that's really, really soft. It's very nice. This has stretch in both directions. It's a viscose. Okay. 1904. This is a piece of stretch silk. And it is a panel. It's 100% silk. It's a panel. Look at that. Is that beautiful? I mean, this is something, this kind of fabric could almost be like a scarf. I mean, the backside is lighter, but it's so beautiful that it could really, I don't think anybody would even notice that it was lighter, even if it went to the backside. I don't know, it's gorgeous. It's just a really beautiful piece of fabric. This is a stretch silk. So it's really pretty. We had some really pretty purples. That's why I grabbed all the purples that I could. Keep in mind, I was in New York when I was doing this, and it was just yes, 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 yes. All right, the 1905. I love this. For summertime to have like a, you know, if you just need a little, like 196 is 4-way cardie. I don't even think you would do any finishing. You just cut off the edges of the circles. This would just be really cool little, yeah, if you come in real close, you can see that the circles are all just connected. It's very expensive fabric because you recognize that each of those circles have to be finished. It's not an inexpensive fabric to make. But anyway, it's a, I don't know what the fiber, probably a cotton poly. My guess would be a cotton poly. Yeah, it's a cotton poly. It's a woven. But you can see, just like you could do a long tunic out of it as a cover-up. You could do long sleeves, so you'd get some coverage, but not too much. Just a pretty fabric. 1906, I called this black and silver lightning. I thought it was really pretty on that side until I saw this side. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is just beautiful. So this has a little bit of thread, metallic thread running through it. So this is a jacquard. I don't know if you can see both sides there. I'll hold it real still. Yeah, you can see that there's a, you know, and this thread looks gold sometimes and it looks silver other times. I can't really tell what color it is, but it's really beautiful. Very pretty fabric. And of course it's got a, it's very light. This is one I'm hoping doesn't sell. So, because I'd love to make a little jacket out of it. I just think it's gorgeous. Very pretty. Just a little lightweight short jacket would be adorable. And then this is 100% cotton. This is a, the fringe on this is just stunning. It's a black taupe. I'm going to call, I don't think it's really a taupe. It's not that dark. Taupe is darker. This is more of a black cream texture. Beautiful fabric. It's 100% cotton. This is 1907. This is the one I've got in my hand. black cream is what I put on it. But boy, that selvage, you just got to use the selvage somewhere. Beautiful jacket. You okay with that? Okay, the 1908. This is a silk. It's a stretch silk. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's why, even though there wasn't much on this stuff, man, I got to have this. I can't. I got to at least try to give it to y'all. Isn't that beautiful? So this is stretch, and it's stretch in one direction. You know, I will tell you that as I look for fabrics, I'm literally shopping all the way wherever. You just don't see a lot of stretch silks anymore. They're expensive. Their manufacturers don't want to deal with them because they do viscose so much. But this is really beautiful, very classic, of black, and it's kind of a milk. It's not a white, it's a milk, although the shades of milk are different. You know, you've got some that are a little more cream and some that are a little whiter, but it's just a beautiful print, beautiful fabric. And that's a stretch silk. All right, and then that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 1908. 1909 it's a cotton poly, and it's I love this. I honestly think it's cotton. I think the only thing that's poly is the sequins, but they're different color sequins, very summery looking, especially for a black. But it's very summery looking. It's also got a great selvage. It's just pretty. The colors of the sequins are orange and yellow, blue, green, yellow, just every color of the rainbow. They're just so pretty, but they're nice. I really like this fabric. Yeah, good picture. Great, great drape. Perfect for a little jacket, little dress, skirt. This one is 1910. And this one, and I don't know, I'm not sure why I did this, but this is for 3 yards. There's only 3 yards of this. And so I guess because I think the only thing I can come up with is because they sold it to me as one piece as opposed to by the yard. I'm doing it for the piece. So all 3 yards. And it's, you know, it's not very wide, so you'd probably need 3 yards anyway for a blouse. But I love the motifs on this. They're women. They're different drawings of women, but you can't even see that unless you look really close. It's so pretty. This is a silk. It's a woven silk. It's not a stretch. But you can see it's just beautiful and light, but it's got great drape to it. It's very pretty. Very pretty. That's 1910. 1911, I put this in, I have put a lot of blacks up lately, but they've all sold. So I felt like we needed, this is just a beautiful, it's a cotton poly, but it's a one-way stretch woven. And it is absolutely gorgeous for just a good old pair of, you know, a new pair of slacks. I had a lady say that she wanted to make a dressy pair of black slacks. What fabrics should she use? And I didn't really have an answer for her because I didn't really have a fabric. So that's I know that's influenced me to kind of do this. You can see it's got great drape. It's stretch in one direction. It feels like a 4-ply. The drape is that good on this. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. I mean, especially for a cotton poly, it's just amazing. But I would hold it up against a silk any day. That is 1911, and the 1912 this is 100% cotton. I did a skirt with it. I'm in love with this fabric. I think it's just really beautiful. Very pretty to make Maggie's blouse. So that's kind of was my gear on all of these. As we use thicker fabrics, it makes more of a little jacket. As we use thinner fabrics, it makes more of a blouse. So either way, it's just a real win-win with whatever fabric you decide to do. 100% cotton, super cool in the summer. You know, great little pair of black whatever. This also has shells. With the floral, it has shells in there. I can see, I don't know if you can see it, the algae fans here. Crustaceans, all those cool little, there's seashells, starfish. very beachy, very vacation-y. It's a fun skirt. All right, we got that? All right, so that's the top 12. That's 19, 1 through 12. This one it's lighter on the back side, so I'm gonna pull that front side out, and let's just take a break and answer questions, then we'll go through the bottoms of it. When you say stretch silk, is that a knit? It is, yes. Stretch silk, that's a good point. Stretch silk can be a woven, but this stretch silk this is a knit. So thanks for clarifying. In fact, you're right. This stretch silk is a woven. That's a stretch silk. Oh, that's a good question. Good clarification. I think I'm hopeful on there I put knit. Let me check my notes. That's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1908. It is a knit, one-way knit. I did put that on, so good. Okay, any other questions on that? And can y'all hear okay? I moved the mic, so we're good? Oh, the volume is still low? Yeah. If only, I hate to say this, but if only one of you complains, we figure it's you, not us. So if we get massive complaints, we know it's us, but there's only one, most likely, if you got to try to turn your volume up. Yeah, and we are checking the sound. He's behind the scenes right now checking for you. Okay. All right. Everybody else is okay? Bam. I'll just scream a little louder. How's that? Oh, the mic. Okay, yeah. I hate to tell you when you guys say that, but usually when there's only one, it's typically your end, not ours. But we always want to hear it, so thanks. Okay, so let's go to number 13 through 20. Okay? And again, if you guys want to see any of these, let me know, because we're happy to go back. All right, so I'm in love with this fabric. This is 1913, and I call this Bubbles, because it's like bubbles. It's like so cool looking. So this is when you make a blouse and then you wear a little shell underneath it. But you know, I'm in love with border prints. And this has a dual border. It's on both edges, so you can cut to the middle. It's a cotton poly. It is a black and a white, and it is, you know, the blacks and whites are so strong this summer. I can't tell you. They're just all over right now. And they are just good. They're pretty. So cotton poly, black on white, and you can see that the sheerness level of it, because you can see me standing behind it. But like I said, when you have it on your body and you put just a little tank top underneath it, you just don't hardly even see anymore. So you can really get away with that. On the selvage, I can't read it, what it says. Sorry about that. All right, this is, I just got this in the other day. I was so excited. I've been waiting for it forever. This is 100% cotton white yoga pant. I mean, I shouldn't say yoga pant because it's great for jackets, but it's like a Pontoroma knit. Both sides are amazing. 100% cotton, stretch in both directions. It's just a gorgeous piece of fabric. You can see my hand. You cannot see through it. So who wants a white pair of pants you can't see through? You know, raise your hand. That would be me. So it's lovely. It's just a really beautiful piece of fabric. If nothing else, just a great summer basic, especially if you want a white shell, a white t-shirt. This is your white, and it is white, not milk or anything else. So I put this in because this is 1915. I'm in love with this fabric. Like, I have to admit, like, I'm nutso about white. Like, I just think white is so beautiful in the summertime. But this really takes the cake. This is a white with milk. It's like a chenille. You know, it's a textured. I think this has got to be one of the prettiest fabrics I've ever seen. And it's just perfect. Little jacket, skirt, sheath. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. Excuse me. It's that I know what this is that's bothering me. Sorry about that. I snuck a piece of chocolate before I started this, and I shouldn't have because there's a little piece of that chocolate nut that's still in my throat. So I'm sorry. Anyway, pretty, pretty. That is 12.15. Now what I did is because this has the white and the milk, you compare it with the white or you compare it with this milk. You can do either one. They both look beautiful because there's two colors there. Now the milk is that same fabric that I did the red out of. It's the same fabric that's, oh, I didn't open this up. Sorry about that. Hang on. It's that beautiful viscose blend. So it's a great weight of fabric. It has stretch in both directions. You can see that you can't see through it. So it makes a beautiful bottoms, pants. You know, you can make yoga pants to go with a great jacket. And it's just got a beautiful weight to it. It's a really pretty feel. And that's a milk color. It's a knit and it's got stretch in both directions. All right? And both of those go with that white. Now when I showed you that top earlier, this was the fabric I was talking about because it's so cute, the multicolors. It's a knit. So you could do easily a knit top with this 611. You could even put the center front on the fold. Isn't that cute? I love this. It's geometric, so it would really go well with the pattern of the month. Just cute. This is a viscose. It's got stretch in both directions. I'm going to make sure I'm telling you right now. Yeah, 100% viscose, two-way. I called it the perfect mix. Love the colors. Love the colors. Just great. Look at, you got a little animal in there, a little wild wave. Just looks vacation-y, doesn't it? Beachy. It looks wonderful. Makes me want to go swimming. All right, and then the next one, you could make a little cover-up to go on top of it because it's perfect for just that. This is a cotton poly. It's a two-way knit, but it's not like a really aggressive stretch. It's got stretch in both directions, but not a lot. So you'll have to be careful if you're using it on a knit pattern to adjust your sizing. But to make a great little, just a little cover up, a little cool blouse. Really cute little knit there. It's like a crocheted stitch in there. And you crocheters are probably saying, that's not crocheted, but I'm not, you know what I mean? It's just open, like an open weave stitch. Now this one, this is 1919, and this is a denim, a navy denim, and it's got fusible in the back. We had the black denim, and the black denim sold out. It's gone. But this is the same concept where they're putting fusible behind a denim. Now the denim is woven. The idea of the fusible is so that it gives the denim a little more body and so that it wrinkles less. It doesn't change the hand. You'd never know there was interfacing in there. If you don't like it, you can always peel it off. But this denim is a really, I mean, I know in the black I peeled back a little section. I just assumed I could on this also. Yeah, you can peel it off. The denim itself is burning 100% cotton. And I mean, I love this shade of denim. It's so denim-y. I don't know how else to say that. I'm going to hold it still so he can come in close. It's very blue denim-y looking. It's really good looking. All right, that's 100% cotton, but it's got the fusible. I just want you all to know that it's got that fusible on there. And interestingly enough, you guys, when we had the black denim, of all the black denims that we've had, the fusible black denim sold faster than any of the other black denims. I don't know what that means, good, bad, or indifferent, but it did. All right, so this is number 1920. This is 100% cotton. Got to see this fabric. It's just absolutely lovely. 100% cotton. The selvage, I mean, I guess you could call it a selvage. It almost looks like a braid. It's rust, it's brown. I'm going to kind of hold that still so he can zoom in on it. You can see that selvage, it's like, it should meant to be the bottom. It's so even, it's so straight that it should just really be the bottom of the garment, or else cut it back on and cut it off and sew it back on. So this is a jacquard where both sides are opposites. Aren't they beautiful? The colors are rust, brown, gold. And it's kind of a, I would call it a geometric pattern. The repeat is about, maybe every half yard. It's lovely, very pretty. The feel of this is just beautiful. And you can see really either side can be used. One's kind of a goldy and one's more of a red-orange. But very pretty. Okay. All right, so we'll just go back over and answer questions. Remember, pattern of the month, this is a quiz. Pattern of the month is 611, Maggie's blouse. 611, that's what we've been talking about. That's why we showed all the photos. That's why we made all the samples. The goal is for you to see what other people are sewing. I'm just so excited that y'all are sewing and making these blouses, and they look gorgeous on you. Can I see 1907? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 100% cotton. And I'm going to just go so you can see both sides. I really don't see a difference between both sides. But once he comes in, you can see where the two sides are meeting. I don't know that you can tell much difference between the two sides. They're doing this with a lot of jackets and a lot of fabrics, where the fringe is, where the two layers are together. They put a facing in there. They still do a facing, but they don't sew right sides together. They just put the fringes together, top stitch it in place, and they just leave it. And it's, it's real easy to sew. Okay, very pretty. That's 1907. It's 100% cotton. Okay? Okay, anything else? Somebody asked me about Paris, if the Paris trip was full. I responded to them and I said no. But no, the Paris trip is not full. I think there's 3 more spots left. Look online, look about that Paris trip. There's a lot of times, you guys, where if you're not on our email list, you miss the coupons and you miss kind of what we're, just kind of what we're talking about, workshops and things like that. There's 2 spaces in Seattle. There's 1 space left in Dallas for October. Bahamas, if you're thinking about going to the Bahamas, I'm just thinking trips in general. We're going to the Bahamas, we're going to Paris, and we're going to Paris and London, and we're going to Milan. So if you want to join us, join us. 1904? Does 19014 have good recovery? Well, let me just say all about recovery is just quality of your fabric. So yes, they would all have good recovery. You're not this is not from me, but my sources just have too good quality of fabric. So you're not going to have a problem with the quality of the fabric. Can I say that? And you guys can back me up on that? Can you give us a quick definition of pontoroma? Pontoroma is just a weave. That's all it is. I can have a wool pontoroma. I can have a silk pontoroma. A pontoroma is a weave. So when I show you a pontoroma, I actually use the term because it's just so popular. But I'm going to kind of hold this up, and I'm going to let him come in and show this really closely. Keep in mind that pontoroma is a knit. So it's a weave that is about a 4 ounce. It's not like a twill. You can't see a pattern to it. And it's I don't know how else to describe it. There's really no texture to it. It's a smooth fabric. It's really nice. You see it all over the place. You probably just don't know, hey, that's a pontoroma. So pontoroma is a weave. It's not the fiber. It's the identification of the weave. Okay? May I see the milky white knit? May I see, I'm sorry, you guys. May I see the milky white knit and backy print? What's that say? The milky white knit is right here. Yes, so you can see that. That one I know. Timber. This is the milky white. Oh, it's so pretty. And does Rebecca Taylor make fabric anymore? Yeah, we buy Rebecca Taylor. Some of this may be Rebecca Taylor. Absolutely. Okay, I don't know what the other, when whoever asked to see the milky white, if you could repeat the back end of that question, the backies, I don't know what that says. If you'll just repeat that part for us, then we'll do whatever. Let me pick up this roll that went timber on the ground. There we go. We're back to where I can see the floor now. Okay, what else? 1914 have good recovery? Yes. Are you kidding, you guys? You're talking some of our best fabrics. You poor thing have good recovery. It means you've bought cheap fabric. So let me just say that the price you pay for fabric definitely has an influence. You can't get really good knits at really low prices. I know you do. I know you go to places and they have them. But you can't buy really good fabrics at really low prices because there's too many people who pick them up in the process. If they end up being that cheap, it's because we know they're not good fabrics. That's such an arrogant statement, but I'm going to make it anyway because it's actually true. Where do we send the photos of the pattern of the month? Peggy@silhouettepatterns.com. Peggy@silhouettepatterns.com. Send them right to me. I'll acknowledge that I have them. And then I just collect them in a file until the first of the month comes, okay? And join in, you guys. We have June and then July, and then we're going to give away $500. I mean, we give away every month, but all of you go into a $500 prize winner. Someone's going to get $500. Can I see 1915? Of course you can. I got to figure out which one it is, though. 13, oh, this one. Oh, I love this. Yeah, if this one's not sold out tonight, I'm putting some aside for me. I made a new white jacket, but I've been wanting more. I just love white jackets in the summer. So we're going to come in as close as what you need to see so that you can see it. Yeah, so see how the fabric itself is white, but the slubs are milk. I don't know if you can see that. And so it's just so pretty, the combination. That black you're seeing, that's the selvage. But it's a white background with a milk texture running, a slub, called a slub yarn. It's got a milk slub yarn running through it. But it's like a 4 ounce, it's definitely jacket weight, or sheath dress, you know, whatever. You could do a sheath dress out of it or a skirt with a white jacket, you know, lots of possibilities. Very pretty. Okay, that's 1915. All righty. 20 pictures we saw, 20 fabrics. The beachy print. I think I called this one the beachy print. The viscose. Yeah, doesn't that look beachy to you guys? Maybe you didn't even ask about it, but I think it looks beachy. I love that. Can you see like a little dress just walking along the beach? Or going to an art show or going to farmer's market this summer? I can just see that all over the place. You could make a 6'11", but make it long. Make it really fun. What is the weight of number 1920? It's a 4. It's a 4. And would it be most appropriate to make as a garment? I personally since you're asking me, I guess I'm allowed to say personally. I think I would make a jacket. Well, it would make a really good blouse. It's light enough you could do a blouse with it. But to me, it just screams personality. It just has so much character to it that I would do a jacket, personally. I could do a blouse. I mean, you could do a blouse. But you just have to let it speak to you until you figured out what it was saying. But oh, I just love it. Especially if you accent it with brown slacks. It's really beautiful. But I would say a jacket, like a lightweight jacket. But y'all know I'm a little obsessive on jackets. What would it be most appropriate to make as a garment? Yeah, I would do a jacket. You could do a blouse or jacket, either one. If it's a blouse, it's going to be like something like this, where it's going to almost be like an outer blouse. It's going to, like it's not going to be a little silk blouse. It's going to be something that's got a little more body to it, because it has a little more body to it. Is 1916 a good stretch woven for wide-legged pants? Yes. Oh my goodness. These fabrics, all of those ones I'm putting up, like all of these, that's why I bought them. For suitings, for pants, for dresses. They're the prettiest fabrics. The feel of them, some of you have to have them by now, because we started shipping, well, maybe not. It was a holiday weekend. I forget that we get delayed a little bit, because I put the first one up last week. But we've had some beautiful colors. The red, the orange. That orange is, they're the same fabric. They just have different colors to them, but they're all beautiful. And we've got some beautiful colors going up. Just kind of watch for them. We've got blues, we've got purples, we've got some really pretty colors. Could beach be number 2? Yeah, it's your beach. You get to wear whatever you want. Could beach be number 2? Be a number 2? Yes. Would you use the black selvage on 1915? That's a really good question. I think that's a really good question. You could, because if you did, you'd want to tie in a black sheath dress. It depends on how many clothes you have and how one you want to tie into the other. I think for me, I would not tie in the selvage. I would just go with the milk and the white and make the whole outfit milk and white. But I mean, the other option is to use that selvage and then pull in the black slacks or pull in a black top, or go that route. So I can see it either way, and one's not better than another. Okay. The beachy one? This is the beachy one. I don't know, for whatever reason it reminds me of beachy. I guess number 1, it's viscose. Viscose is a really nice fabric to be wearing when it's hot, because it just breathes. It's rayon, it breathes. So, and it's just pretty. The colors are just, I love it. You see it as a cute little skirt, like the 225. Wouldn't that be darling as that skirt? And a lot of I've shown you where we're making a lot of dresses, but now what I'm starting to see is tops and skirts, so that you can wear them as separate. So if you did 225 in the skirt and 225 in the top also and wore it together, I think that would be just so cute. Oh, anyway, now we're going off on tangents. So, all right, let's see where we're at. We're getting ready we'll probably have a couple sew-alongs this month. We're getting ready for PBS. We film the end of June, which is coming up pretty quick here. So we're doing all our last-minute touches, and I'm excited about this new series. I think Beachy was maybe... Beachy is 1917. Beachy is 1917, just for the record. Got it? Okay. All right, you guys, I think it's that time that we say goodnight if you don't have any other questions. I always feel like I'm keeping you away from your sewing machine, so I don't want to do that. It's time to go sew. I'm going home to sew. Oh, we're supposed to like, subscribe, hit the button, the bell, and leave a comment. We love your comments, you guys. I don't always get through them all the time, but a lot of times I try to. I'd love to hear what you're thinking, what you're saying. I mean, when you tell me that I'm not nice, I don't like to hear that. But I always leave them just because I think it's wrong to censor. But anyway, be nice. Just be nice, you guys. I've had plenty of people beat me up in my life. I do not need one more person beating me up. All right, so just leave a comment that's positive. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything, as my mother used to always say. All right, but you know, let us know what you're thinking and what you're doing. All right, so we will see you Thursday. We have a fun little video for you on Thursday night. Thanks for being here, you all. All right, bye.